everybody, it's Maddie here. Today I'm going to be showing you how you can crochet this simple little granny square for beginners and anyone who's new to crocheting. Now this is an updated tutorial because I have made a video on how to make a granny square before, but I've recently changed how I do it a little bit, so I thought I'd make an updated tutorial. I'll show you how to make this granny square from start to finish, so let's go ahead and begin. Okay, to begin making our granny square, we're going to start off with a slip knot. And to do that, you're going to take the tail end of your yarn in your right hand, and then your long strand of yarn in your left hand. And then we're going to cross that over like this to make a loop. And then from here, we're going to stick our fingers through the back side of the loop, and then we're going to grab the long strand like this. And then before you pull that all the way through, make sure you hold the tail in your long string. And still holding that strand, you're just going to pull that till it gets nice and tight. And you should have like a little knot right here and a little ring. You can go ahead and place that on your hook, and then when you pull on your long strand, it should tighten up your slip knot. From here, we're going to go ahead and chain 4. So we're going to yarn over and then pull that loop through the loop that we had on our hook, just like that. So there's our first chain, yarn over and pull through. There's our second chain, yarn over and pull through. There's 3. Let's do one more. And from here, we're going to do a slip stitch into the first chain that we made at the beginning. And to do that, we're chain 1. And now in this row, we have 2 spaces that are in the middle and then the corners. So these next 2 spaces, we'll just do 1 cluster in, and then the corners, we'll do 2. And that's what we're going to be doing for this entire row and the rows after it, if you decided to do more rows than I'm doing. And make sure to chain 1 in between each of the clusters that you do. And then of course in the corners you want to do 3 chains. I'm going to go ahead and finish this up, making sure that I do 2 clusters in each of the corners, and I'll come back whenever I finish this round. Okay, I just made it to the end of my last round, and I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch into the 3rd chain to finish it off. And then before I cut off my yarn, I'm just going to go ahead and chain 1, and now we can cut our yarn. And then just go ahead and pull your hook out so that string comes loose. And then you can go ahead and tighten that. And now we have our finished granny square. All we need to do now is just sew up the ends. I'm just gonna take my yarn needle and thread my yarn through, and then just kind of weave in that tail so that way we don't see it. Once you weave it in pretty good, you can just then go ahead and trim that yarn. And I'm gonna do the same for this little tail. And there you have it. You have your little finished granny square. I love it when you change a different color for each row. It just like makes it look even more pretty, but every once in a while, a solid granny square looks pretty good. There are so many different projects you can make with a granny square. I'm curious to know, what are you making with them right now? Do you have any projects going? I like to know. I recently made this little tote bag with little granny squares, and it looks so pretty. And I actually have a tutorial on how I made that bag, so you can watch